Say you have a really beautiful home with some really annoying neighbors, and you want a nice tall line of hedges to give you some privacy. When would have been the best time to plant those hedges? 10 years ago, right? Well, since we aren't capable of time travel yet, when's the second best time to plant those hedges? That's right, today. Let's take a second and talk about procrastination. More specifically, financial procrastination, and how it could be costing you thousands, if not millions of potential dollars in retirement savings. We all know that time is our greatest ally in growing our nest egg. The longer you leave your money in an interest-earning account, the bigger that number can grow. But exactly how crucial is the need to invest early? Let's take a look. Larry and his twin brother Barry are both 19 years old. Larry gets off to an early start with his retirement savings. He starts contributing $2,000 a year to an account that gains annual compound interest at 10%. Larry sticks to his savings plan for 7 years, but hits some tough times at age 27 on a bad investment in hoverboard technology. He stops contributing after that, but his savings continue to grow at 10% interest. His twin brother Barry, on the other hand, is a bit of a procrastinator. He doesn't contribute anything for the first 7 years. But at age 27, he starts contributing his $2,000 a year and continues to contribute that amount every year through age 65. So where do our twin brothers end up at retirement? Well, they both end up doing pretty well, but Larry's got the larger nest egg, despite the fact that he only contributed a total of $16,000 compared to Barry's $78,000. So how is it that Barry invested $62,000 more than his brother, yet now has $150,000 less in his retirement savings? The answer is time. It's a beautiful thing, especially when it comes to compound interest. Let's look at this another way, and at a more conservative interest rate. Let's say Larry is 30 years old, and he starts putting $5,000 per year into an account that gains 6% compound interest. At age 65, he'll end up with $557,000 for retirement. Now, if Larry had waited until he was 40 to start investing and wanted to end up with that same amount, he would have to put over $10,000 per year into that account. At age 50, the contribution would have to be just under $25,000 per year. So what did we learn? Procrastinating is the most damaging thing you can do when it comes to your retirement savings. But if you've been procrastinating, don't despair, repair. There's still time, and the best time to start planting that seed is today. If you're like most of us, you have a problem. You need to save more money for retirement. Like, a lot of money. But how? Sure, you could sell a kidney or put your daughter's Beanie Baby collection up on eBay, but before you do that, let's look at a more practical option. The only way to save more money without making more money is to pay less. I'm talking about taxes.
What are we talking about? Practice?
No, taxes. The single greatest difference between wealthy and middle-class Americans is the amount of time and effort the wealthy spend thinking of ways to minimize the effect of taxes on their savings. So how significant is the effect of taxes? Check it out. Here are two identical accounts. Both start at $1 and double every year. After 20 years, the balance in the non-taxable account amounts to over $1 million.
Holy moly!
So what happens in the taxed account? Well, the majority of Americans are in the 28% tax bracket. So we'll start with $1, double it, and tax it.
Double it and tax it. Double it, 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 tax it.
After 20 years in a taxed account, your balance is $51,353. Big difference? I'd say. Sure, you paid a lot in taxes, but the crippling effect of taxes on the earning potential of your account goes far beyond what you pay to Uncle Sam. Of course, the millionaires and billionaires of this world know this lesson well. Let's face it, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett didn't build their massive fortunes by letting Uncle Sam get his share of every dollar they saved. So how do we protect our money from taxes and make sure they don't cripple our savings? There are financial instruments out there that hold the answer. And now, you're asking the right questions. So you've got a chunk of change, and you're smart enough. So you put your money into an account that gains compound interest. So how long does it take for your money to double in that account? Well, to find this out, you need two things: your balance and your interest rate. Now, like most things, there's an easy way to find your answer and a hard way. The hard way involves taking the logarithm base 10 of 2 as in 2 times our balance, over the logarithm base 10 of 1 plus our interest rate. Since most of us don't have bionic brains, we can't really do this math in our heads. But our friend Larry is here, and he's going to give it his best shot. We'll get back to him later. Luckily, there's a simple way to approximate how long it takes for your money to double in a compound interest account. It's called the Rule of 72. How does it work? It's surprisingly simple. All you do is take the number 72 and divide it by your interest rate. That's it. It's that easy. The number you get equals the number of years it's going to take to double your money. So let's try it out. Say you have $5,000 in your account earning 4% interest. Now take that magical number 72, take your interest rate of 4%, pull out your phone, text your second grade cousin and ask him how many times 4 goes into 72. He's a bright kid, so he'll tell you the answer is 18. And you'll tell him that he just helped you learn that it will take 18 years for your initial $5,000 to double into $10,000. Let's check in on Larry. That's very nice, Larry. Luckily, with the Rule of 72, there's no need to ever use the hard way. Using the Rule of 72, we can easily see how small changes in interest rate can make a huge difference in our earning potential. A 29-year-old earning 4% compounding interest can expect his account to double twice by the time he's 65. At 8%, it doubles 4 times. At 12%, it doubles 8 times. So by doubling your interest rate from 4% to 8%, you actually quadruple your money. And by tripling your rate from 4% to 12%, you 16-tuple your money. Is that a word? It is now. Interest rates matter. The Rule of 72 helps us understand just how much they matter. So how many doubling periods does your nest egg have before you retire? Now you know the easy way to find out. For this educational video and others like it, go to alliancegroup.academy. We're parents, and as parents, we love and want what's best for our kids. Raising a kid in today's society isn't easy. There's all kinds of new dangers that we have to watch out for that our parents didn't. One of the biggest concerns to this generation of kids is the rapidly rising costs of college. According to Forbes, a $10,000 college education in the year 1986 would cost $59,800 in 2015. That's over 2.5 times the inflation rate. The good news is that's not stopping kids from attending college, as more students than ever before are pursuing higher education. The bad news is they're being forced to pay for their tuition with borrowed money. And today's college graduate is striking off into the real world bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and already buried in an average of $35,000 of student loan debt. $35,000 sounds like a lot, but not entirely unmanageable, right? After all, they have their whole career in front of them, and plenty of time to pay it back. A recent study by Lemra found that a college graduate saddled with $35,000 of student loan debt would end up with upwards of $350,000 less in savings when they reach retirement. That extra time spent paying interest on their debt rather than earning it in savings adds up in a big way over the long haul. So we know that saving for college is important, but what's the best way to go about it? Certain financial vehicles have been created specifically for the purpose of saving for college costs, like the popular 529 plan, CSAs, UTMAs, IRAs, education savings bonds. The choices can be overwhelming. It's critical to understand your choices and the advantages and disadvantages for each option. Click